Hello. So I make abstract work, which is by nature ambiguous, because it's not a like representation of something. Um, and so it requires a different kind of attention to engage it and to understand it. And I don't reveal all of the information that I'm working with in building an image, and all of the storylines and the considerations and the texts, or all of the things that I'm thinking about while making something. They're not directly present in the work on a visual level. For me, they are, but for the viewer, that's not the case. And um, that that relationship between sort of navigating that ambiguity, I think that that's really interesting. And I think that it also gives the viewer a sense of agency in how they want to engage the work and to create their own understanding of it. And I also, that process is then unknown to me. And there are a lot of in-betweens in that I think are really productive. Printmaking is a very time-sensitive process. There's a lot of immediacy with creating an oil monotype, whereas painting, you can be a bit slower. There's you create an image in layers that you kind of take time with. And I generally work in a fairly fast way up to a certain point. I would say that in painting, I'll work quickly until maybe the work is about 70 or 80% resolved. And then comes a slower time for kind of contemplation and a lot of just looking and listening and trying to figure out what it is that the painting demands to find its resolution. And that process, I think, differs from making prints, because that resolution time is much shorter, which I think also makes it really exciting. And there's a certain kind of risk-taking confidence that you can employ with making a print that is a little bit different when painting. I learned an enormous amount at the workshop, and I really enjoy working in collaborative spaces. And working with Roxy was incredible. She's a huge font of knowledge and is incredibly encouraging and supportive, and really wonderful to be in an environment that's about experimentation and that's about play. And just trying things and seeing what might happen. And I think that kind of working methodology works really well with how I work. I work very intuitively, and so to be in a space that is supportive of just doing something and seeing what happens, and working with that in that kind of collaborative environment, I really love that.